I remember staring at the $18,643 balance on my phone, that cold, familiar sweat prickling my skin. The app, of course, couldn't feel my shame, but I sure did. Then something shifted. It wasn't a side hustle, no lottery win, no miracle refinancing deal. It was just a $20 bill in my hand, a simple piece of paper that remarkably changed absolutely everything. Within 14 months, that stack of 20s, mixed with 5s, 10s, and 1s, had wiped that daunting balance clean. Just plain, humble paper envelopes. I was the classic swipe and forget type, you know? A coffee here, a ride share there, a quick Target run that somehow always snowballed into $140. Credit cards felt like these magical free passes until that statement landed in my inbox. Then the illusion shattered. Minimum payments ballooned, my anxiety spiked, but still I'd whisper to myself, "I'll budget next month." Of course, next month just laughed, usually in the form of another late fee. The real turning point? My card got declined on a measly $4.85 burrito. That was my rock bottom, my before picture. Hungry, utterly embarrassed, and just $37 away from maxing out completely. One day, a coworker, bless her observant soul, noticed my stress. Without a word, she slid a blank envelope across my desk. "Groceries," she simply said, "and the cash is gone. Dinner is creativity." My first thought, seriously? Who even uses cash anymore? It sounded ridiculous, old-fashioned, but honestly, I had nothing left to lose except more money. So, that weekend, I took the plunge. I withdrew my entire discretionary budget, $340, and split it into 5 humble envelopes: groceries, gas, fun money, clothes, and a sinking fund for things like car tags. My rent and utilities, the fixed stuff, stayed on auto-pay. The envelopes? They were there to plug all the leaks in my variable spending. So how does this old-school system actually work? It's surprisingly simple, almost deceptively so. First, list out those pesky categories where your money seems to vanish every month. Think dining out, impulse buys, that subscription you forgot about. Next, set a realistic cap for each. Don't starve yourself. Be honest about what you need and what you can afford to spend. Every payday, withdraw the cash for those categories and, stuff those envelopes. This is where the magic begins. Here's the golden rule. Only spend what you can physically hand over. No exceptions. And this is key. When an envelope is empty, that category is officially closed until your next payday. No IOUs, no borrowing from groceries. That defeats the whole purpose. The real genius here isn't just the paper, it's the friction it creates. Swiping a card, that's 2 seconds and a quick hit of dopamine, but counting out those 20s, feeling them leave your hand, that slows your brain down just enough to ask, do I really need this? Is this purchase worth seeing that pile shrink? It's a powerful psychological shift. And the psychology behind it? It's fascinating. Studies, like those published in the Journal of Consumer Research, have actually shown that people spend a significant 12 and 18% less when they use cash instead of cards. And I absolutely crushed that average. My first month, I ended up with $47 left in groceries and $23 still in my fun money envelope. Can you believe it? I'd never underspent a budget category in my entire life. There's just something about seeing that physical pile of money shrink that truly rewires your brain. Suddenly, online carts sat abandoned, restaurant menus got a much closer, more critical look, and those impulse aisles at the checkout, they completely lost their power. Money, for the first time since I was a kid, felt real again. This tangible connection to my spending fostered a new level of discipline and accountability I'd never experienced with a plastic card. Now I know what you might be thinking. Carrying cash, isn't that risky? And yes, you're right, it does have its risks, but it's manageable. I only ever took the envelopes I needed for that day or outing, leaving the rest safely locked up at home. For organization, a simple, cheap binder with zipper pockets worked wonders. No need for anything fancy. And for those digital bills and fixed expenses, my rent, utilities, subscriptions, they stayed on auto pay from my checking account, so I never missed a discount or a due date. This hybrid approach is what makes the system truly sane. Envelopes handle the variable, fun spending, while automation covers the fixed necessities. Then came month 14. I was standing there, counting the last $8 in my grocery envelope, my thumb hovering over the bank app as it slowly loaded. The moment arrived, I transferred the final $614 payment to my Visa. And there it was, balance, $0. I didn't scream or jump for joy, I didn't even cry. Instead, I just exhaled. It felt like I'd been holding my breath underwater since college, and finally, I could breathe again. That $8 from the grocery envelope. I immediately used it to buy cupcakes, and the very first one went straight to the coworker who had, quite literally, handed me the key to my freedom. If you're out there feeling like you're drowning in minimum payments, take a moment. Pause right now. Comment below with the amount you want to see gone. Writing it down, putting it out there, that's planting your flag. We'll be right here, cheering you on in the replies. Ready to give this a shot? Here are a few quick tips to get you started today. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick just 2 envelopes for your first month. Groceries and fun money are great starting points. Master those before you try to expand. Keep it simple. No need for fancy designer wallets just yet. Paper clips, rubber bands, whatever works. Function absolutely beats aesthetics when you're getting out of debt. Withdraw on payday. Make it a non-negotiable habit. Get that cash out the moment your paycheck hits. This ensures the money leaves your account before you even have a chance to overspend electronically. Pay attention. Which envelope empties fastest? That's your signal. Either that category needs a serious trimming, or you need to allocate a slightly bigger allowance next month. Celebrate every win. Seriously, even the tiny ones. My first win was a measly $9 underspend in gas money, and you bet I did a ridiculous victory dance right there at the pump. It builds momentum. Now let's talk about common pitfalls, because there are a few. Be realistic with your caps. Don't set your grocery envelope at $200 if you've consistently been spending $600. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, aim for a slight reduction, maybe $550. Succeed there, build confidence, and then you can tighten it further. Never, ever rob your envelopes. This is crucial. Mixing categories, borrowing from groceries to fund fun, trains your brain that limits are imaginary. If you absolutely must, and hey, I did once, I'm human, write an IOU right on the envelope and make sure you repay it on payday. That visibility keeps you honest and reinforces the boundaries. After debt, it's incredible. I still use the envelope system, but now they're for exciting goals. Roth IRA, Paris trip, new couch. The very same tactile system that systematically killed my debt is now actively building my future. My credit cards? They live safely in a drawer at home, not in my wallet, and they get paid off in full every single week. The absolute best part, though, that familiar shame sweat is completely gone, replaced by a quiet, unwavering confidence every time I open that cash binder. It's a feeling I wouldn't trade for anything. Debt thrives on keeping you numb, on making you feel powerless. But these envelopes, they wake you up, they empower you. Withdraw that cash, stuff those pockets. and watch the numbers move not just away from the bank, but directly towards your biggest goals. If an almost broke millennial like me can pay off nearly 19 grand with nothing but folded paper, imagine what incredible things you can accomplish. So tonight, grab a few envelopes. Your future self is already breathing easier just thinking about it.